Yo, what's up, guys? It's the real JTW. I got a special guest on here today.
How you doing, my bro? I go by the name of SharpyMC, from just outside of London, the East End of London in the United Kingdom. Obviously, we've networked for a couple of years now, haven't we? So,
Yeah, we have. We really have. And we stand behind a lot musically.
100.
Going into the first question, has mental health always been a big aspect in your music?
No, not in my music. When I sing, so I've written music since I was like, I've written since I was 12 and took it serious since I was like 14, right? So, the music that I used to write. So in the UK, we've got a genre of music that we created called grime. So like it's basically it's hip hop, but it's faster paced, like at least 120 BPMs plus. So with grime music, it's like if you had hip hop and you crossed it with drum and bass, and you know what drum and bass is?
Yeah, yeah, it's a little bit it's kind of like a versatile thing, but yes, it's
It's
part of
more heavy, more faster, 130, 140, 150 BPMs. You get one because in the
yeah.
UK, I don't know whether you notice, we speak a lot faster than you. Like
Yeah, you
just
do. You
talking,
do.
just in the conversation, you'll notice
Mm.
I'm spitting like a blah, 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 blah. That's how we speak. We speak very fast. Whereas
Yeah.
you in America will speak a lot more slow. You're a lot more chilled. You can speak a lot more relaxed. It's fine. Do you know
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say? Whereas we,
Yeah.
so it's only natural that our music comes with a little more skip. So anyway, I used to spit on grime music, and obviously I was just a kid on the road. So no, I never
Yeah.
used to talk about mental health, but because I didn't suffer from mental health. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
It's
Right.
only when I made my comeback in 2021, I'd been on a long, long, long journey in life since the last time I'd recorded music. So I
Right.
recorded music in 2012. I've actually got the mixtape out now, 2012, The Lost Tape. That's out everywhere. That was the last version of me making music before I went on a long, dark journey. And then
Right.
spat me out the other side with severe mental health. You get what I'm trying to say? I wouldn't say I was born
Yeah.
with mental health, although I had problems as a kid due to my mother and my father splitting up and stuff. I think that was just normal. I wouldn't call that mental health. I feel I
Yeah. Trauma. Maybe trauma. We'll
trauma,
call it trauma.
right. I wouldn't call that mental health. Like as a kid, I did suffer, but like you get what I'm saying. The worst of it definitely came later through life. So obviously, I
Right.
went on a 9 year break between 2012 and 2021, 2020.
Yeah.
Between 2012 and 2020, I was doing drugs, I was partying, womanizing.
Right.
I had no kids or any care for myself. You get what I mean?
Yeah. So you did battle mental health. I mean, in a way, I mean, your health
Definitely, but I
wasn't
didn't.
where you wanted it.
With music, when you asked, is my music always been based about mental health? No. When
Yeah.
it came back, more so, yes. But even
Right.
now, like my spin on mental health is this. So, like me and you both touch on different sides of the mental health aspect. I feel like you represent the dark side of it. That's like the
Yeah.
side that can grip you and keep you there. That's the.
Yeah.
I feel like that's what the message that you send out a lot is very dark. Although it's done in a very positive way, it's very dark messages, which is what you want to do, right? Where
Right. Yeah.
if when I do it, I try and put a light at the end of the tunnel spin on it.
Yeah. See,
So like,
yeah, that is kind of the difference between you and me is because like you always do have light at the end of the tunnel. Me, I kind of try to show it's okay to let your emotions
yeah,
out. It's
of course,
okay,
yeah, yeah,
let that shit out.
exactly that, exactly
So
that. So like you, for instance, if you're in a mood where like fuck everything, fuck life, your music would be perfect. Some
yeah,
I mean, you've got
yeah,
really
right,
positive messages in some of your songs as well. You know what I mean? That's the don't let that define you by the artist.
yeah,
You yes, you've got a load of dark songs, and yes, that's probably your forte, but that's not the artist you are. You know what I'm trying to say? That doesn't
yeah,
define you as an artist. Yes, that's what you stand for a lot of the time, but that's you can do other stuff too. I've heard it. You get what I mean?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's not like that defines you as an artist. It's the same with me, really. Like people might listen to me if you're having a bad day and you want to feel like there's a way out, or you know, life goes on. You might listen to one or two of my tracks. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
As well,
Yeah.
I've got songs that make you want to just fucking turn the music up and start headbutting a wall out of. Do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I've got all
Yeah.
sorts of different. Do you know what I mean? But yes, I will
Yeah.
always try and mix the mental health aspect in with my music. Yes, because I think just as like you, I think that's important because,
Yeah.
for instance, my most successful project is still Graveyard Shift,
Right. Right.
and
And that is mental health
that's a
at its
mental
fun.
health
Like,
based
yeah.
mixtape. So yes, so a lot of my fans comes from that.
Yeah.
I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Kind of going off of the music. So I know, like, from the first album, you did kind of touch down on mental health. I actually seen a lot of the mental health talking and speaking to your fans through the second album.
Yeah,
Almost, I know you probably don't agree, but I actually did see it a little bit more because I
yeah,
felt like you were kind of telling more stories based outside of what you were going through. Like with the one with Molly, that one, like that obviously might have been something that you might have like experienced, but you told somebody's story, bro.
yeah.
Like
No, that was
that's
nothing to do with
that
me.
was
That was a story.
impactful.
That that is so. Let me the behind the girl called Molly. I don't think I've ever spoken about this. There's two girls from my hood, right? Two different girls.
Right.
I never name them. There's one girl. Yeah, let's call her Stacy. There's another girl. Let's call her Molly. Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Um, basically, that Molly is an influence of both of their stories merged into one. So, like that that story is two people's story.
Okay.
Basically, I've took influences from one girl and what I've seen her
Right.
do, and the stuff that I know that she does, and I took influences from another girl's story, what I know happened to her, and I've kind
Right.
of just merged them both into one person. You get what I'm trying to.
Yeah. Yeah.
So actually, it was about. So actually, that's two girls' stories merged into
Yeah.
one, as if they was one. So that's what I actually think is quite clever about that track, because
Yeah.
I actually took two girls' stories who are completely different people, and I've kind of intertwined their stories. Because if I just rapped about one, it might not have hit the same. You get what I mean?
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of like good and the bad in it, really, at the
hundred
end of the
percent,
day.
hundred
So,
percent, 100%. But there's some,
yes.
you know,
But yeah, kind of going off that second mixtape, I was blown away just because I not only did you give 20 songs, I think your first one was like around 15. I don't remember. I think it was a little less, I think, but just not even that. There was just more I could see the quality was going up. I could see your just the way you were performing, your flow patterns, your breath control. I mean, you
100%.
just see a lot of these patterns of each time when you release something. It's almost like there's something that you're giving the fans that they've been wanting. Like there's I can tell there's different sides of you than just mental health. So
Oh,
that's
of course,
you
yeah.
know
But this is what I was saying
so
to my boy from Canada last night, like, because he was talking about making money and how he wants to stop thinking about making money all the time and just think about the music. I said 100%. I said, listen to this, right? I said I make
yeah,
money out of music every time I drop a mixtape, which right now has been twice, right? I was
uh,
I was working on my third mixtape, the trifecta, which I was going to put out. I've got
yeah,
the Shotty Horror, Heaven Sent song, and a load of other songs. Anyway, I got to the end of last year, yeah, and I was listening back to the songs that I had ready for this next mixtape, and I thought to myself, is this even a mixtape? Or I thought,
yeah,
oh, is these just kind of not throwaway songs, but like, are these songs that are like maybe deserve to be on an EP and then I should start from scratch? Basically, what I was telling myself is I sold 500 plus Graveyard Shift worldwide. I sold 300 plus Underdog Mentality worldwide, right? I made good money off of them. They were
yeah,
products that I was happy to sell people and take money for. I was listening to this other stuff that I've got. Not to say that the music's still good. That's why I put it out. I thought to
yeah,
myself, does it par? Like, for instance, my Turbulence EP, is it on par with the two mixtapes that I put out? Probably not. And I thought to myself, do I want to put this out as a mixtape and then sell
yeah,
it? And then I thought to myself, no, I don't. Actually, I don't. I want to fling this out on an EP so it doesn't end up sitting on my hard drive getting dusty. You get what I'm trying to say? So
yeah,
I thought, let me throw this music out on the Turbulence EP, call it an EP. Merry Christmas, everyone, and get starting on something else. Now, I'm writing
Yeah.
music again, which I will happily sell to the public. You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
But it's just
Right.
it's not about putting money first. I could have gone, do you know what? I've got 7 tracks here. All I need is another 5 tracks and I can sell it to people. Hey, but I didn't
Yeah.
do that. I didn't do that. I listened to it and I was like, do you know what? I don't think I want to sell my fans this. I think it's good music,
Yeah.
but I don't
Yeah.
think I want to put this on a CD and go, this is another one of my projects that I'm putting out there for. I don't think it was that. So I took the L on it, put the tracks
Hmm.
on an EP, put the EP out there, and got right in a graveyard shift too. And I think that's the best thing that I could have done. You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah. I get exactly what you're saying. So like, I gotta ask this one question. So do you kind of I mean, are you one of those musicians? A lot of times when you get done with a track, are you happy, or do you feel like you just kind of critique yourself as like, oh, this, all that? Like, how do you view it? Kind of
It,
like, I mean, on your end, from
it's
what
a
you're saying.
mixture of stuff. So, for instance, with Graveyard Shift, I recorded that all in my professional local studio. Zero stress. The only thing I needed
Yeah.
to do is write my music, turn up and record, and my man will make sure that everything is fresh. So,
Uh,
with that, not so much. That started happening though when I bought my home studio about a year or so ago, and I started recording everything myself and started,
yeah.
learning that side of things, how to record, how to put time in, how to put time in together,
Yeah.
send it off to your engineer, get it back, etc. That's when I started listening to things a bit different, and I'm like, ugh, and I start hating on my. There's nothing worse than when you hate one of your songs, and it's nothing to do.
Oh, I agree. I
You know
agree.
what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
And
yeah. No, I've had that happen, bro. Especially like I see. I had a lot of mixtapes at one point, man. Like, and I took them down. They don't exist. Like, people still like go and try to
where
upload
are
them.
they?
And I'm like, I will fucking report you because like I am not proud of that shit. Like, so yeah, no, bro. Like, I think it's great that you're, you know what I mean, able to, you know what I mean, like vent to yourself, because you're not only like, obviously you got to be happy with your work. You can't just worry about if the fans are going to like it. You know what I mean? Like, you got to understand that, you got to love, it's like you got to love
Yeah,
yourself before you can love something else. You feel
of course you
me?
have.
So
Of
it's
course you have.
some
At
real
the end of
shit.
the day, yeah, you. That's what I mean. That's the morals that I live by. Like, for instance, again, because I've got a little name and
Yeah.
I've sold 2 mixtapes to a load of people. It would have been easy for me to go, no, do you know what? I fucking recorded this. I'm gonna throw it on a mixtape and I'm gonna sell it to people. Why the fuck not? It's got a shotty horror feature, which I know in your country might not mean much, but in my country, like, shotty horror is holds a lot of weight. He's probably the best battle rapper that we've ever seen, right? So
Okay. Yeah.
so with that being said, it would have looked good to throw out something with these features, and well, I just didn't do it, bro. I just thought, you know what?
Yeah.
Let me throw this on streaming. People can go stream it. I'm not going to be charging people for this because, in my heart of hearts, I was listening to it thinking I can do better. The sound quality could be better. The everything could just be better, and that's why I'm not going to deprive the people of it because I've got people who love that EP. It gets streamed all day, every day. But
Yeah.
in my eyes, it's not on the level of Underdog Mentality or Graveyard Shift. So, but yeah, what you
Yeah.
just said, that is, I do get that, man. I do. I get music back, and I'm like,
Yeah.
I've had songs back, yeah, where like the engineer has spent like 2 hours mixing it. I've played it for 5 seconds and turned it off.
Oh
That,
shit.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
trying to say? That's not good, but yes,
Yeah.
my missus will be sitting down and she'll be looking at me because she knows what I'm like. As soon as a
Yeah.
vocal start, and I'll know whether it's hitting how it was meant to hit or whether it just sounds flat and horrible. You know,
Right.
uh,
Yeah. Well, it's good that you know like what you want, because a lot of artists in this world, they just don't know like what the fuck they're doing. You know what I mean? They're
that's
like
because when I
always
first,
going one step back, and you're
that's
trying to move one
100%.
step forward.
That's because when I came back to music, I started working with professionals straight away. So, like I said, Graveyard Shift, if you listen to that from the front to back, it's just going to be absolute clean because I
Yeah.
recorded it in my studio around professionals. I had professionals working alongside me to make sure my sound was great. With Underdog
Yeah.
Mentality, I only had that professional input for half of it. The other half,
Yeah.
talking about Girl Called Molly, in my opinion, is my best sounding song. Like quality wise. Quality
Right, right.
wise. If I've got an engineer and he goes, send me a song that you want this song to sound like, I'll send him Girl Called Molly and I'll say, I need it sounding this clean. You get what I mean?
Yeah,
That is the pin in my opinion, Girl Called Molly is the pinnacle of the quality of my music. Whereas
yeah,
I've got other songs that I'm not massively happy on the quality of the music.
yeah,
Like if you listen to my Turbulence EP, and listen to Turbulence, the track called Turbulence. It's a great track. It features my boy Technic, but I'm not massively happy with the quality of it, right?
yeah, yeah. And
Um,
that makes sense. That makes sense, bro. Because like the thing that I think you do battle a lot with your music is like it is kind of like you want it you want it to be perfected, and that is a good thing, bro.
oh,
Because most artists out there just don't really give a fuck. They just going, oh, I'm gonna go release a track. I'm gonna go release a track. Like, no, you need a plan, schedule, and then maybe even put some promo behind it. Like I see you putting promo. I see you fucking networking. I see you fucking. I mean, you're good to your fans. You don't just fucking do music, you
no,
fucking communicate with them. You're like, hey, yo, are you going through some shit? And then like even with me, like you'll reach out to me and be like, yo, how was your week? Like that means more to me than like just you know what I mean? Like you're more than just a fucking artist, bro. Like you're a fucking
person,
impactful figure. A figure. Like you're
yeah,
an impactful figure.
100%.
So
That was what you just said about talking, bro. I talk to people, I talk to strangers. So I've had
yeah.
strangers open up to me like they've known me 100 years. You get what I mean? Like, and
Uh,
I will talk to people and give everyone the time of day. You know what I'm trying to say? Even if them people end up to be fake, I still give.
uh,
You know what I'm trying to say? Uh,
right.
I'm not a stuck up guy.
Yeah. And that's one thing, bro. Like one thing I'll say that I see in you is like you're not only growing, but you're maturing as well. Like like I know, kind of like a lot of people. It's funny, our fans are kind of like we kind of have a lot of the same fans in certain areas, like networking part.
Yeah.
But like they look at us and they're like, I remember one day one of them was like, yo, was that Sharpie? And I was like, what the? No, that was not my brother Sharp. That was me. I was like, what the fuck? And then like they get us mixed up, you and me, because we kind of have similar, just kind of similar beliefs, similar
I
tastes.
hear that.
I don't know, not, but our beat section like selections are definitely different. So
Massively.
like
They
you're
can.
definitely
No, I hear what
more
you're
like,
saying.
yeah, it's like
It's
fuck. I'm
mad
like
that we've
always
got
having to
two
correct them.
tracks. We have two tracks, not one of them's out yet.
Yeah, yeah, we do. One of them is gonna get released this year, bro. Promise you that, bro. I
Literally.
got I know I really like I see what you mean too when the whole like the discography thing, because sometimes when you're sitting on songs, sometimes it's good, but then also it can become like it can become too much where you're just like
Yeah. And
fuck,
also like
like why am I?
my issue is not issue, that's the wrong thing. Like I guess the annoyance is sometimes when you give a verse, I've got there's a track called Boom Ya. Yeah, shout out Sonic as well.
Yeah,
There's a track called Boom Ya by a guy from New York called Sonic and me, yeah. It's nearly a year old, by the way, bro. I done some
yeah,
promotion for it. Like, well, me and Sonic both done some promotion for it last March.
yeah.
It's now
Okay.
February 2025, bro. The song's not out yet, but I get that's the business. But sometimes, you
Yeah,
know, when you give some of your hardest work to an artist because you want that,
uh,
because you believe in that track just as much as they do, and then the track don't come out or something.
yeah.
Like, my verse was so hard. Do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, yeah. No, I 100% feel where you're coming from, bro. And it's like, the biggest thing too is like, I feel like with music, it's like when you do a feature, there's a meaning behind it because I know you work with certain artists that you believe in. Like, I know damn well you probably wouldn't have worked with me unless you believed in
Oh, cool. No, cool.
something I'm doing. And that's one thing I respect about you because you pick your artists very carefully. Most of these motherfuckers are just like, oh, I'll do a feature with you. I'll do a feature
Yeah,
with you.
yeah.
You aren't like that. You are like we got to have some. We got to be on the same page, or it just ain't
100%.
gonna fucking
But
connect. Like,
I've got two things that I've got two rules when it kind of works by when it comes to features. So I've got my
yeah,
people, i.e., you, and my
yeah,
people who are, in my circle I've rated for a long time and who I was always going to work with. Money won't even become a thing when it comes to that. We split money, we do royalties 50-50. I want to work with
yeah,
this person. It's great. I can't wait. That's excellent. Then you've got the artists who hit me up, who I've never really heard of,
right,
who
yeah,
or who I'm not watching exactly like that, but they might be watching me and they'll hit me up for a feature. Okay. And my thing about this is I used to just at the beginning, right, before I had a semi name or whatever, yeah, I just do things
yeah,
willy nilly. Yeah, great, cool, I'll do you a feature. But the thing is, like, I'm not to blow my own trumpet, but the caliber of MC I am is higher than average. Okay, like
yeah, yeah,
above average. Like, so if you're coming to me and you don't know me, we've never spoken in our life, and you're coming to me
yeah,
asking for a verse, you obviously want something I've got, right? You obviously like,
yeah,
which is great because obviously I understand that. But I will charge, do you know what I mean? Nowadays, I will ask for a small fee. Not a lot of them pay it, a lot of them scared off.
yeah,
Cool, that's fine. But
right, right,
don't expect me to sit and write, believe in a track that a person I've never heard of or someone who doesn't necessarily support me.
yeah,
Imagine I put my verse down, I sit there, spend money on the recording, spend the time writing for this random person. Yeah, all great in the love of music, but then my verse just doesn't come out, or
yeah,
or I've done that before, bro. I've done a feature for a UK guy. Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
I've written someone one of the hardest verses I've ever done. Recorded it, sent it over. Not long after, he unfollows me on Instagram, bro.
Yeah, it's fuckery, bro. It's like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah, I mean, that's why I've been doing so many disses lately. It's just because it's like, dude, I don't respect fucking like. I know you and me are the same way. Like, we fucking look at artists, and it's like, if you're not networking, like, I don't like.
What are
You
you
can
doing?
unfollow me
Because
right now.
you either got to spend fuck loads of money, you either have to spend fuck loads of money, or you have to network a fuckload.
and,
Literally,
and
there's
that's
your options
time.
there. There's your options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well,
And time. You don't get time back, bro. You don't get fucking
no,
time back.
I'm back, bro.
Fuck all the money and all that. Time is the one fucking thing I cannot fucking
And
stand wasting, bro.
that's why
Like,
networking with the right people,
yeah,
but networking with the right people is
yeah,
especially where we are in our careers now. For instance, 3-4 years ago, I would have probably networked with everyone and anyone. Fucking everyone know my name. I know yours. Let's get now though. I feel because my DMs are a bit more filled up now, and you start to realize, like for instance, I'm not a celebrity, right? But imagine
yeah,
how much I get hit up and what I get in my DMs and some of the stuff that I get said to me sometimes, right? Imagine if I
yeah,
was a celeb. Imagine what celebrities do get. Because if I'm not a
yeah,
celebrity and I get this level of madness, what do
yeah,
the celebrities get? You must have to just turn off and
yeah,
literally ignore your DMs, ignore everything. You must have to. Because how the fuck?
yeah.
Because like if someone at my little level gets bombarded how I do, imagine how the big guys get bombarded. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It,
Oh yeah, it's fuckery, bro. It really is. Like,
that's why at the end, like in not at the end, but like when your name gets bigger, it's only natural that you can't just network with everyone and anyone anymore. You get what
uh,
I'm trying to say? Like
oh yeah,
I've got my
we,
people who I've networked for years with, like you, and a good couple of other people. And I've got the new people who come in who keep showing consistency, so I show consistency back. I kind of notice it, but I noticed it more. Like, for instance, when me and you first started networking, my network space was so small. Like, I probably knew everyone. Like, oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
ATW. Oh yeah, that's now, bro. Like, because my following's so big and everything's just so scatty, like my brain can't pinpoint everyone straight away. You know what I mean?
yeah. Oh
Sometimes,
yeah,
sometimes, like I'm looking for people on my Instagram who don't connect with me. Uh,
yeah.
so I think they don't follow me, but then I notice they do follow me, and it's like, but I've never seen their name before in my life. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, your name, bro, it only grows like you can only go up from here, and these motherfuckers are going down from here. So you got to either be on the fucking bandwagon to go up, or you're gonna go
Rather
down.
go
And
down. And I'm not gonna
if you
lie.
ain't networking, if you ain't
100%.
networking, you ain't shit. You don't. Your name don't mean shit.
Facts.
End of the story on that shit.
Oh, that's facts. Because no one's gonna feel the need to put your name in anyone else's ears. Do you know what I'm trying to say? No one's gonna feel the need to
No,
speak about you if you don't
no.
give them the reason at the beginning. Because these days, talent isn't enough for people to fuck with you.
Yeah,
People don't
it's crazy. Yeah,
people don't care if you're talented, bro. Like
yeah.
talented as you want, like that's not enough for people to fuck with you.
No, I mean, look at fucking the mainstream. I mean, motherfucking image is all they fucking care about. They don't care about. They don't. I mean, I always go back to Ice Spice. I'm like, God, she's like, what a character. I mean, fucking nothing to offer. Just
About
trash.
that's a perfect example of 90% marketing and 10% talent is all you need. Market basically like you don't need talent as long as you've got a marketing. Like look at Central C, right? He's the only UK rapper who Americans know about right now, which is sad because in the UK, a lot of guys don't like the fact that Central C, big up Central C. A lot of guys don't like the fact that Central C is the guy who's taking over America because the UK scene is 25, 30 years old. And Americans, I know you don't because you follow a lot of UK people and there's a lot of Americans who are awake, but a lot of Americans are ignorant. You live in the most ignorant country in the world. Americans are sorry. It's not even your fault. It's your education system. Your education system tells you as Americans that America is the world and everything America done. Like, for instance, you learn about American history. For instance, you know more about what the British done to the Americans back in the colonization times than we do. Do you know why that is? We don't learn about what we did in America in our schools, bro. Our schools do not teach us that the British colonized America. Most people probably don't even know that. You know that? Whereas you get taught in your schools, the British came here, the French done there, they had a war here, they took over Louisiana, blah, blah, blah. You've all heard that. That's American history that you learn about. We don't learn about shit. We don't learn about American history. So we learn about history, to the world history. You know what I mean? Whereas America will teach you that America is the only country. For instance, NFL. You looked at football, that America, they looked at football like soccer, if that's what you call it, and you went, you know what? We might never be as good as the other countries as that. Let's create our own sport, call it football, but we'll pick it up instead.
You know? It's like the opposite.
And now you've got Americans. I see a video lately of someone going around America asking Americans, what's the biggest sports event in the world? Is it the World Cup final or is it the Super Bowl? The Americans were all saying Super Bowl, bro. No one cares about the Super Bowl outside of America. No one cares.
I feel like I should be in the UK right now. No, for real. I fucking hate every time I see the Super Bowl. I'm like, but I can't even I don't know. I don't even know any of the teams. I'm just like, oh yeah, go to Bears.
That's the thing, though, bro. It's an American-made sport. Like, I kind of went off topic there, but they teach you what they teach you is not what they teach us. So, for instance, Canada, they're so much less ignorant than America. They're in touch with the world. They know what's going on in the UK. They've listened to UK music for 20 years plus. They can tell you about some of the goats who have been and gone in UK rap. Americans can't. Why? Because America will only feed you American entertainment. America. And that's why when someone like Central C starts to break through, everyone's like, oh, Central C. Central C's bog standard, bro. Like, big up Central C. I'm not a hater. We're just having a conversation right now, right?
No, I know. Well, real shit, though. Real shit. I mean,
by the way, I'm so proud that we've got a UK rapper out in America collaborating with Lil Baby, Lil Durk, and all these people. Great, excellent, love that. But, bro, Central C is by far nowhere near one of the best rappers that we have. I'm a better rapper than Central C. Did you get what I'm saying?
I know that. No, I was about to fucking just say that.
Sorry, but I'm better than Central C. Clip here.
Yeah.
I can make this, but I'm better than Central C. And if anyone clips this who hasn't heard my music, go and listen to my music and then tell me I'm not. I'm better than Central C. But I don't have the marketing that Central C has.
Yeah.
Get what I'm trying to say? So he's managed to go to, just coming back to what you just said about Ice Spice. It doesn't matter about talent. It matters about marketing, the money that's thrown behind you, and the pockets you put yourself in. You get
right. Yeah.
It's like Central C. He's got white skin. Unfortunately, in this shitty world, that helps you.
Yeah.
But white skin, one of the reasons why he's broken America. All right, he's a good-looking guy. Probably another reason why he's broken America because the girls like him, right? He speaks like he speaks, and he looks how he looks. He's
Yeah.
marketable, right? But
Uh,
what Central C is, right?
yeah, yeah, I know who he is. I'm not a fan of him, but yeah, I
He's
know who
even
he
got a
is.
song with Ice Spice. You've heard that, haven't you?
Yeah, that's why I don't like him.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly
So
why I
it's
don't like him.
exactly
As soon as
like
he
this is what I'm trying
changes,
to say. Like, you,
yeah,
it's amazing that everyone knows who he is, but there's so
yeah.
many people in the UK, including me, who could name 10 other rappers who could
Oh
be
yeah,
who he is. You know,
yeah.
um,
Yeah, bro. That is true. No, for real. To be honest, bro, underground is where it is, and fuck the mainstream. Honestly, I don't really respect a lot of the mainstream now that's coming out. I mean, the music's just not the same as it used to be, bro. And I think one thing that you do is you set an example, bro, of how music should sound. You not only bring story, you bring reasoning, you bring meaning, you bring uh fuck, you bring fan base. That's one thing that a lot of these artists aren't fucking doing, bro. I'm looking at the time right now. I did want to give you a closing, bro. What's to come for 2025, bro? Like, what do you got planned? Do you have
year,
anything planned?
this year is so obviously over the past couple of years, I've dropped mixtapes, EPs, track after track, video after video. This year is very much so quality over quantity. So I'll probably drop a song in June from now. I'm not going to drop any music. Yeah, I'll be
Yeah,
on people's timelines or whatever, one way or another. But I'm not going to be dropping it. When I drop music next, there's going to be a music video to it again. One video. Yeah, don't worry about 5 or 6 videos like I did in 2023. This year,
uh,
1 or 2 videos max with a bit of money put behind it to push it as far as I can and see what it does. Maybe one good feature, maybe a big feature, maybe not, maybe I won't bother, who knows. But all I do know is when I release this year, it's going to be with intent. It's not just going to be, I'm going to be flinging out music because I feel like in 2023, I was a part of 7 music videos in 2023. I put out so much music. And then at the beginning of last year, I sometimes I forget that Underdog Mentality actually came out last year in March. Sometimes it feels
yeah,
like it came out the year before because all the
yeah,
work for it was done in 2023. But it was actually a 2024 project, even though all the
yeah.
videos come out in 23. So that bought me a little bit more time. But yeah, man, really and truly, I'm putting together Graveyard Shift 2, and I'm just gonna drop within 10. Sorry,
Okay, that's what's
by
up.
the way.
Oh no, you're totally good. You're totally good, man. I want to thank you though, SharpyMC, man. You really are an inspiration to a lot of people out there, not just on my fan base side, but like you're growing. You're standing behind so much more than these motherfucking mainstream. Most of these underground artists don't stand behind shit either. So keep doing what you're doing, bro.
Thank you, bro.
We're out, yo.
Love, brother. Big love, man.
Much love.